Hello coaches, welcome back to another Modern Soccer Coach Breakdown. Today we are going to look at building out in a 3-5-2 against the press. If you enjoy the exercises and you want to slow it down and look at these solutions, we've got them for free on the website below, modernsoccercoach.com. If you enjoy these breakdowns, please like and please make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any more. Alright, 4 ways to break out with a build up in a 3-5-2. Here we go. Okay, so before we start, let's look at some of the advantages of a 3-5-2. Now, initially, you've got that obvious advantage of a +1 in the build. The goalkeeper as well, maybe even a +2 with building with those 3 centre-backs. You also have the wing-backs and their positions, we'll look at in this breakdown, is a big advantage. And then you've got those numbers centrally, which you can move and manoeuvre however you like, but it gives you an opportunity to engage 1v1 situations, 2v2 situations higher up the pitch. And then the last one, and maybe the biggest one, is that if you lose the ball in this system, you have a really good structure underneath so you can prevent counter-attacks. So there's a number of advantages of building out in a 3-5-2, which is probably why it's been so popular in recent years. We're going to look today at playing against a 4-4-2 diamond. Now, the reason why we've chosen a 4-4-2 is because we want to see how to get out against in a challenging situation. So against a 4-3-3, sometimes that number 9 is isolated in the opposition, so the build out is quite easy. But building out against a 4-4-2 diamond is probably the most difficult thing with a back 4. So I want to keep the back 4 in, and I also want to look at playing out where you've got 2 centre forwards who are going to engage the press and a number 10 who's willing to jump, and then you've got those 2 8s. So I think it's a really good match. I think if you can build out against a 4-4-2 diamond in a back 3, I think you're in good shape. So hopefully some good pictures here. Okay, so the first one is probably the most common way for a 3-5-2 to break out, and that's a bounce pass and then looking for one of those wide defenders to carry the ball. So it's important for the back 3 in this way to start as low as possible, so you make the vertical space bigger and bigger and you utilise that numerical advantage centrally in the build. Because of that space growing, the opponent then have to make decisions, especially that number 10, the opposition with that diamond now has to make a decision what to do with the 2 midfielders. So he's probably going to bring a number 8 across, and then the opponent will probably become more player oriented in their pressing, which now opens up passing lanes to create a potential 2v2 up higher. And now with that 2v2, you've got supporting players underneath and you've got a really good opportunity to create a goal scoring chance. Our next solution is modifying a back 3 to a 2, and we've seen Ange and Tottenham do this. Spurs' case, they usually invert the wide centre back, but we're going to do something different and just move the middle centre back. So what does that do? Again, it asks questions of the second line of pressure. Again, it forces the opponent to become more player oriented in their press. Again, that typically opens up passing lanes. So with isolations and space higher up the pitch, if the support is good and the players are comfortable and confident in these situations, it can be a really good way of moving from possession to an attacking picture in a matter of seconds. The third idea we're going to look at is manipulating wide space for an up, back and through situation. Wide spaces are really effective for 3-5-2 teams to break out against a press, because they can engage the opponent fullback with the wing back. That's exactly what happens here with the right wing back starting high, dropping low, bringing pressure with them and open up a space higher for one of the forwards to drop into. A small detail is the starting shape in the blue team where they overshift to allow that space for the wing back to drop. So that wide channel has to be kept free, and then it's a case of classic up, back, through. Again, your 2v2 up front is a big advantage here when they combine with the midfielders, space in behind, a real chance to create a goal scoring opportunity. Okay coaches, before we show our fourth solution, if you enjoy these ideas, and these are principles, they might work against different systems, principles of up, back and through, principles of central overloads, principles of moving a centre back. If you enjoy principle based work, please check out our Modern Soccer Coach 20 attacking sessions. We've purposely designed something that can be flexible and adaptable to suit different shapes. And this book is 20 full training sessions, goes from build-up, midfield play, progressing into the final third and final third play as well. So if you enjoy the sessions we share, You can get it on the link below. Modern Soccer Coach 20 Attack and Training Sessions ebook. You get it right away. Thank you for your support. Our fourth principle idea is the overload to isolate principle. So this involves unbalancing the opponent in their press by forcing them to shift aggressively before taking advantage of space on the weak side. So here you can see the back three shifting across to one side. One of the centre backs is in the same vertical channel as a wing back, and this would normally restrict a 3-5-2 from building. But when the intention is to shift the opponent and play to the other side, can be really, really effective. So in this example, defender takes advantage of the space for the midfielders, and then with the forward shifted across, also space on the far side for the opposite wing back becomes very, very valuable in the attack. Again, gets you into the final third with the opponent slightly disorganised and a chance at creating a goal scoring opportunity. So there you have it, coaches, just some ideas in building with a 3-5-2. What I've done there is to try and make it principle based. So those are principles: overload to isolate, again shifting the back three into a back two, moving wing back, manipulating that wide space. So these are principles that can work against different systems. We showed it today against a 4-4-2 diamond. But if your principles are flexible, then you have more ability to change it against certain opponent presses. If you enjoy principle-based work, again, you can get some more information on the links below. If you want these exercises explained, you can get them on the link below as well. The big thing for me is constant solutions and players being comfortable in playing against pressure and recognizing where the spaces are on the pitch. I think the big one for me is the passing lanes opening up when pressing becomes more player oriented. And that's something that, again, players might be able to read the higher the level, but a coach can also help them with, maybe during the game, definitely at halftime, where if the opponents are going to be really, really aggressive on their press, which against the 3-5-2, they're going to have to send numbers if you're going to be really aggressive, and that can create isolations and passing lanes higher up the pitch. So if they're not aggressive, typically passing lanes are closed. If they are aggressive, typically then they're going player for player, and then passing lanes will open up. And if passing lanes open up, timing becomes really, really important for players to pop in. But you've also got isolation there as well. So you might have a 2v2 up front. And if you can get support underneath quickly, so if those movements in the initial phase to support change then to support higher really, really quickly, you can create a really, really good opportunity at an overload in the build. Sometimes it looks like a counter attack if it's done really effectively, but that's why in those clips it moved from build to goal scoring opportunity really, really fast, because of the way the opponent shifted their press and the opportunities that arose from that. So hope you enjoyed that. As always, really appreciate the support. If you want any more systems broken down against certain systems, you can put them on the link below and we'll definitely take a look. Thank you so much. I'll see you next week. Goodbye.